So if you've heard of Cabaret, you're probably familiar with the Liza Minnelli movie. The musical, however, could not be more different. There are a few songs that overlap, but for the most part it is a completely different material. And the fun thing about Cabaret is there's actually 3 different scripts available to license. So you can license the original 1966 version, 1987 version, or the 1998 version, which is the one we're doing here at the Des Moines Community Playhouse. One of the wonderful things about Cabaret is that it's considered by many to be the first concept musical, and what that means is rather than the book scenes and the music telling a specific story, it's more important that it conveys a central message or theme. So yes, there's a story. We follow the story of Sally Bowles and the Kit Kat Club and the American writer Cliff Bradshaw as he travels to Berlin to write his great American novel. But really the show it's a cautionary tale. It's a show about survival. It's a story about Berlin in 1929 through 1931, in between the wars, right on the brink of Hitler gaining power. It's about people who do nothing, people who see that things are happening, see that danger's on the horizon, and we see the different ways people react to that. We see people who are hopelessly optimistic. They think it's not going to affect them in any way. We see people who think that they are powerless and that they understand something's happening but that they don't have any power themselves to control it. And then we see people who are just intentionally turning a blind eye and just choosing to ignore it. The reason why there are so many different versions of the show is because it is always worth telling. It seems like every few years there's a new reason that makes this show relevant. And so the producers and the writers and the creators have been able to adapt and change the story kind of to fit the time. It very much is a story about the Holocaust in Berlin, but it debuted in the 60s in America when the civil rights movement was at an all-time high, and there's a reason it's called the Kit Kat Club with 3 Ks. Yes, it's about the Holocaust. Yes, it's about the persecution of the Jews in Berlin, but it's also an allegory about discrimination of any kind, but more importantly, the apathy in what we do about it. Kind of the central question we've been focused on as a cast and production team is, what would you do? Which is one of the songs that a character sings late in the show, but it's really directed towards the audience. What would you do?